Hello, good morning. My name is Morgan, and I bid you welcome back to Ace Attorney. Jesus, well, it's just sneezed and it scared the hell out of me. We are on day 2 of saving the lady who seemingly confessed to stabbing someone, so I don't understand why we're doing this. But I'm sure there will be a wild twist in that tale. Mr. Wright? What? Are trials always like this with you? Apparently they're always like this, period, because trials are an absolute sham in this country. You're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. No matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. What happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Ideally. Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. Yes. Our enemies will never see it coming. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Oh, jeez. Say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. What they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. Got the home range locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyway? You should not be shaving in the courthouse lobby. Like, that's incredibly rude. All the police I've seen the last few days have really been on edge. But you got enough to worry on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre. Be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. He wasn't even wearing a scarf. You're also not supposed to be drinking in the courthouse. You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. Saw it that day, too. She's wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it, too, I reckon. What does that mean? The photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. Maybe the muffler's in the muffler. Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. I do, too. What are we throwing in now, Mr. Wright? It seems like a big load of shit to me. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. I don't want steak sauce on ribs or steak sauce at all. Steak sauce sucks. Okay, so there's no investigation to this part. Maybe this one's just gonna be weird. It's not gonna be a 1, 2, 3 investigation trial boogaloo. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. What the hell's up with Edgeworth? Something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. Okay. I keep skipping it by accident. It can't be! This can't happen! Wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well, then I believe it's time we continued on with this trial. Jesus! This is unacceptable! Seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? Who the fuck is this? What's with this guy? Strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. This is an incredibly unpleasant man to behold. His eyes, his pink glasses, his bizarre crucifix tie. That horrible smirk. The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Celsius or Fahrenheit? Because a big swing either way. What on earth is he? Can somebody say something so I don't just stare at this man? I really don't like the way he just looks me in the eye. Ah, it's you. Please stop! This is so unsettling. Oh. Sorry, I'm like, oh gee. Roads are... What is your problem with this? Walking around the room making noises. Roads are packed, it's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? Why'd you call him Udgy? It's awful. How you been? Swim much these days? Hello, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy smizzy. Udgy, my boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. Afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto. Wrongo. The attorney. I've heard such good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. I don't want to be in a body of water with you, sir. Of any kind. Little worthy? Mr. Wright? You don't know the district chief of police? What? Chief of police? Top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Well, I've only met one, or I guess two, police officers in my life at this point, apparently. Please stop staring! Ames Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. What's the symbolism with this crucifix tie, though? I thought he was going to be like a bishop of a really sketchy church. So, to what do we owe the honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Oh, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's Sister's muffler. Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. The crime occurred. Miss Sky was really was wearing that muffler. But to think that was stuffed into the exhaust pipe. A little worthy's car, no less. So why was she doing that? A hell of a question. Really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? What you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Objection!
Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. No desire. Okay. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. No mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. It's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. You're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Oh man, they're setting them up. The first time I see Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. Kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah. Court accepts this new evidence. I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. Blade, Your Honor? I don't see why not. Would you open that up for me, I wonder? Why do I need to do it? I feel like if the judge wanted evidence handled for him, he'd probably get the bailiff to do it. Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push this switch, and if I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. I still think you could. In fact, it would probably be even more menacing when it's spewing blood. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, Jesus. I can scroll myself. Why does it do this? Very annoying. Watch out. It's busted. Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. This knife blade. Tip is broken off. How do you think switchblades usually, like, extend, like, linearly from the handle? Usually, like, swing outwards. This dark red stain. Blood? This was the true Moida weapon, I think. Found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. It wasn't the defendant's muffler, it was Edgeworth's muffler. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I'd like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. Terribly sorry, but could I ask that you testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one. Here we go. Yeah, but oh, I'm still thinking muffler specifically as a car muffler. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. It was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. Time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? I don't think so. Unless you're not talking about the same detective. Why did you play with his hair? It's officially not linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. I guess it wasn't. So there were two detectives murdered at the same time. In different places. Supposedly unrelated. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? It's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Objection!
Wait a second, you said 5:15. It's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I mean, there's public witnesses to this trial. Like, this is not a private trial. So, that word's getting out, I'm afraid. I think we all understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, two detectives killed at the same time in two different places. Chances that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. Of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. This knife is special, but I can't say how. Excuse me, special? Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Like that special thing. Be this little tag. Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that. No, not that. We established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? It's quite a mystery. Like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. The muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. This knife was found at the scene of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? There's a lot of things that can go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. Perhaps a piece are falling into place. Well, not for me yet. Try presenting a piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. What is that? So how were things down at the department? Well, let's take a closer look. See what they're barking about. Is it the stain? Fingerprints, perhaps? Bro, I cannot move this thing. Or is it the... Yeah, you got it. No! Small tag on... Yeah, that's what I was trying to get. I had to get it from a weird fucking angle, apparently. There's SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. EL6. There's a case number. That's weird. I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago, either. We should check the court record again. Man, they're really, like... They don't trust me anymore, do they? Six, 7S. That's not the same. SL9. Oh, I was reading it upside down. That's why. That makes plenty of sense now. So how do I present that? Do I present it when it says it's not connected? Whatever, let's just keep pressing for now. Only had to happen at the police department. Oh, Jesus, I'm taking a drink. Having a dry mouth is bad for speaking all the lines in this game, and speaking all the lines in this game gives me a dry mouth. Something happened at the police department too, huh? Got a good look in your eye there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? Why would you just assume that something significant happened? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. It's weird that in the cross-examination, they act like they haven't heard this testimony yet. Even though the testimony happened and there was a lot of post-discussion and then the cross-examination happened. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Aji? Why is he so happy about it? You lost 2 detectives in one day. You should be pretty upset about that. In at least some manner. I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. Suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. We already know when the victim died. It was 5:15 on the same day. We already know he was stabbed. He was found at the police department, but I don't know if that's significant. I don't know if this is something you can mess up by asking for the wrong thing. So tell me, where is the victim found? I can't speak on where the corpse was found. I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Righto? Why wouldn't I know? Can't say I've heard of it. I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room. Something stranger about this in the place where the body was found. Time of the crime at 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? 5:15, but that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. Again, we know this. We've already had this discussion, but we're going around in a circle. Funny, isn't it? Murder at the prosecutor's office and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Both detectives, for that matter. Coincidence. It's just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. Not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. Can't just say anything I please, Righto? You understand. Try to understand, Righto. Damn it, Judge. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the 2 murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, one at the police department. That cannot be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? Better check this knife out. Oh, we already have. Alright, I'm going to present it now. Objection! Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, it has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. This is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12-2. Your Honor, it's upside down. So, the printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Bong! Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. Same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order. Well, Chief. Well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. A bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. That's weird. We're going straight to cross-examination here. He didn't even re-testify. But it is a whole new testimony. Detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. Okay, no. We just redid the first couple things. This knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. Whose evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. This knife was stolen on the day of the murder. It was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Oh wait, we have heard this one before. So... well, maybe that lets me redo this one. One thing and one thing only. Well, can we get more information on the evidence room now by repeating this one? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case stolen from the department's evidence room. Yes. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With a link between the two cases established, we may finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. How do we do that? Or just push him here again? Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Just out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. It's also just the fact that evidence stolen from that case was found at the other crime scene, and it apparently matters because the tag was referenced by the thing in the guy's pocket. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Please stop staring at me! I hate the pregnant pause while he just literally looks you in the eye. You two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name at the department, okay? You're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Well, might as well try to get what I can out of him. The ID number would give it away. Okay, well, what division was the victim stationed in? Oh, you want to know that, do you? Aha. Criminal Affairs Division 1. Detectives responsible for homicide cases. Homicide? That would be the same division as Detective Gumshoe. Detective Goodman, who was killed in the underground parking lot, was homicide too. Almost like a serial killer was after homicide detectives. Except the serial killing happened simultaneously, scientifically speaking. I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on the list. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. Yes, we've gotten this. Do I just go through this as many times as I can? Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. Don't tell me their name, after all. Keep a tight lid on ID numbers so I won't go getting your hopes up. Number is 5842189. I beg your pardon. This man couldn't have died in 2 places at once. Or was the body in the trunk not Detective Goodman? Well, that's quite long. I have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... Can't do it. Didn't get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? Yes, we know exactly what the deal is. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does, I think. Meaning? Has to be what I think it is. What does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. Say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
Take that!
Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? Grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news. Huh? Just come out with the guns, both guns blazing like you always do. Police department, prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? It's the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Wright. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, the ID number from we heard from the chief earlier. I started with 82. I've forgotten. Yes. Number the chief of police gave us was 5842189.
Objection!
Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers were identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, right? Oh, sharp as a tack. Wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He's killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. Is this going to be the twist? That he died at 5:15? No, that doesn't make sense. He couldn't have been smuggled in the trunk unless, like, somebody put the body in the trunk after Edgeworth got to the prosecutor's department. Well, if that's why he says he couldn't say where the body was found, he could only say where the man was murdered, then there were not, in fact, 2 murders that day. It was 1 murder, and we're investigating a murder that was actually just a found body. That was the initial murder, but the timeline is kind of weird. The evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time in a completely different location. Order. Oh, Jesus, slow down. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Oh, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Hang on a second. Sorry, I thought I needed to sneeze. God, I still think I do. I blew my nose instead. Unless it's another stolen identity case. Maybe that's why she stabbed the man. He was impersonating Bruce Goodman after murdering him. Or, no, not after murdering him, but at the same time. By just stealing his ID card or something. And that's why Lana stabbed him, because she was like, something's up here. But is being uncooperative about that for some reason. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare you? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Oh, damn. Oh, Edgy, you fucked up. Officer Meekins? Right, where have we heard that name before? Yeah, that fucking weirdo with the Glenn Quagmire chin. It is funny, I didn't notice his armband before, but yeah, he is. Wait a minute, why is his hand fucked up? Is that significant? Lana also fucked up her hand. I also love how his badge is also him saluting. You don't mean him. According to Mr. Meekins, you did not accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. Said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He seemed challenged. In the case, it's a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
Objection!
Sir, could have submitted the report this morning to the court as evidence. Tonight. And we get to stare again. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Damn, this guy's brutal. What was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. How is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? Couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over here. I mean, your fucking detectives could have made that connection. You're just admitting your guys are shitty detectives. Good job, Wright, my boy. I just doing my job. No. No! I do feel bad for Edgeworth. But I guess he needs a lesson in humility here. Seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumors. You're even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened if it's the last thing I do. Better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. I'm so confused by the dynamics between the police and the prosecution. Because prosecutors love to, like, gloat their authority over the detectives. And yet this guy is able to, like, do the same over Edgeworth. Edgeworth was telling Meekins that he could, that he had sway over, like, his raise and pension and shit. I don't think there's ever been an error this seriously in the history of this court. I'll grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned. And really, the judge should be able to, like, issue some kind of punishment for that. I know the judges in American courts can... Well, they can't disbar prosecutors or attorneys themselves, but they can, like, disqualify them from cases, and then the Bar Association can look at that and be like, well, you're not qualified to be an attorney anymore. That was dramatic. What? I just did. Wright and Cole offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, what is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? Prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? Prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. It almost sounds like she can hear his internal monologue. You know, I don't really think we should worry about the police department murder. I think we should, because they seem to be the same murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was found in the evidence room. No biggie. Guys, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. The oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked... Yes, probably brimming with water. Washed away evidence. I remember that. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just... We're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there's blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? Situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. Wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Alright, now you're coming to your senses. Just give it a try. Me? What do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. What? Is luminol alcohol? I guess that's why it ends in "ol." I never thought of that before. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Hey, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Are those, like, supposed to be blacklight glasses? An extra pair of those things? Oh, wow. These are not this is not blacklight, though. Luminol glows under blacklight. Not just because you had red 1/2 of 3D glasses on. Test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press enter to spray it on. Okay. Oops. Behold. I like the intense zoom, but it does not increase the resolution at all. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a blood stain? It's so... Ugh. I mean, you're shaking. This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd, scientifically speaking, of course? What's odd about this, scientifically? The amount of blood. It's not very much. Perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. That's not even that much. I feel like if I, like, had a nasty cut in my hand or something and spilled that much blood and stepped in it, I'd have a bigger stain on my shoe. They fought here, there'd have to be more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans where we found a blood stain, okay? Sure. See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. Saved up my allowance to buy that. Cool. Saved from one very proud-looking MS guy. Can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention the evidence that doesn't fit in with their view of the case. Let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Feels like we're really investigating the crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Aha! You! I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Star? You only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. Well, that actually looks kind of tasty. Day-old deli box. That doesn't look like deli, that's sushi. I'm not eating day-old sushi. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead doesn't really get... Wait. That kind of lead doesn't get my mouth watering. Certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Star, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Well, never try and sensationalize your own testimony. We saw the same thing happen with Miss What's-Her-Nuts. With the big hairdo. A lot of heart. You did the same thing. And what? Even more disqualified than you. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. And a crime. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events was different, I still saw what I saw. Saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I think the cats are fighting for a second. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up. They confessed. They babbled like babbies. You know, it may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. Wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. Before long, they called me Cough Up Queen. It's still so vulgar. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from one of your lunches. Well, if we ate that day-old sushi, we probably would have. And you were let go, or fired? There's something in my throat now. I'm about to cough it up. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. If these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. Oh, damn. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... what do you think about this? SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was a head detective on that case, you know. Really? The knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected. SL9 isn't over, not yet. You think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? I hate how the text will scroll faster sometimes when it's trying to be dramatic, because I accidentally click through it every time. The normal scroll speed is too slow. What? Can you not? I'm confused. I thought we just asked her for more. So why can't she tell us more? We asked, and she just left it open-ended. What if I present this? It's the same thing. Okay. I'm confused. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? Found this ID card here in the parking lot. I was no mistaken, that is definitely Goodman's. But it's the same idea as a man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. There has to be more to talk about. Okay, so here's the thing. The autopsy says died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So in theory, he could have died at 4:45 and then been driven here in the trunk. And she could be lying about saying she saw Lana stab him. Should I be doing more? I'm confused by the fact that, like, in everything we see, Goodman's body was inside, like, completely inside the trunk. So why is outline show him hanging out head first? Oh, she's gone. Oh, no, she isn't. I keep forgetting that happens. Why don't you have more to say? I feel like she's supposed to say more about SL9. But she shan't. Can I present her the photo again? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. Well, even I get flustered sometimes. I went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. Well, you definitely couldn't have taken it from the guard room. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole of my testimony, as it were. 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before. I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. It's like that time. That time. Okay, now does SL9 come up? Yes, finally. That incident really opened up my eyes up to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago. It was the biggest case I'd ever handled. Police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. But they didn't solve it. On the contrary. It was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Sheesh! Executed. As the criminal got what was coming to him, it doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, I never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? The criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence, of a sort. Made up evidence. What? I mean, they executed someone with fabricated evidence. The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. We haven't forgotten SL9. There's another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I'm here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Ooh, scandalous. The Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have, anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 had disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? Seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. You should take this. Actually, looks quite scrumptious. Salisbury steak lunch. Know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with a treat. Miss Stark. Officer Marshall, is he are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I'm just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. Now he's so cold. Dick and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were, nothing more than that. I see, thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Well, it's getting more and more interesting. So, Detective Goodman. Was he trying to also bury this case? Maybe he was a little more loyal to the prosecutors? Let's check it on Edge. Edgeworth's not here. Shame. Police department first, I guess. Even busier here. Even busier here than it was yesterday. Detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. Suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here, after all. To the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we've got at the front desk. Here it is. Like at a kid at an amusement park. Real crime scene. Let's go take a look. I don't think they're going to let us in. Will they? It is a performance of some kind. I take out his batteries. I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. What do you mean? He can only move in so many directions. Guard station. Well, didn't Gumshoe got kicked out of here? He might not even say anything. They have an evidence room here, don't they? We've been in there, haven't we? Are they talking about two different evidence rooms? Everyone looks deadly serious around here. There's a vicious murder of a detective at the police department. Okay, I guess detectives in the police department are two different places. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Sound dead set on investigating. Ha! Don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries of dead bodies around here right now. Doesn't look like anyone's gonna help us much either. Well then, let's move. This man has so many cacti and so much liquor. Why is his office like a whole security station as well? Why's he got a fucking, like, snare trap and everything, too? Trying to catch anybody going into the elevator. So the decor in this place, it's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is a guard station for the evidence room. So, Marshall is also, like, the guard for the evidence room? Sure seems that way. What's wrong? This cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. Can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Me too. What kind of floor? A lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. Trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed. Okay. He's gonna say something stupid about everything. His cowhide cowboy hat as well. I probably should have been speaking these lines. Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. Not so sure I see the resemblance. More an attitude than a physical similarity. Fair enough. Man, it's quite the booze hound. The light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. But we could use this computer to check out who went in and out of there. I don't think we should just be helping ourselves to the police security terminal. Well, is there anything I can do? No. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Thought it would be open. We need someone's permission to go in there first. Well, where is the man? Wait a minute. Might be able to use... I don't know if this ID card would get in there. Yabba dab. Very fun. Well, what do I do? Please. Wasn't that? One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. I've not no time for chit chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Oh, poor guy. I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. That was no time for despair. Caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. Criminal? You mean? Heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Sure did. The biggest scandal that hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need to be a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. No, I suppose it won't. Wait, don't leave. You want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Ran off to the evidence room. This investigation is off to a running start. Yeah, and see how absolutely in shambles their entire operation is. They're so determined, aren't they? Can we chase him in there? Doesn't look like it. Why can't I get to detention from here? It's weird how You just can't get to the detention center from some places. I would think being at the police department would have a path to get there. Still, I do feel a bit better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. As to not go too far down that road right now, things will just get confusing. Ween! What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the one perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Aw, Meeks! Hi, greetings, sir. Well, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Yes. Officer Meekins. You're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this? Isn't he... You, Officer Meekins, you didn't, did you? Ow! Perpetrator... Oh, Otis, please. Do not be here. Officer... Otis! Go away. Go away. Nudging your way in under my elbow. Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. I don't need you to report so loudly. What? Oh, this is an unexpected turn of events. Man never stops his salute. Ow! Please stop doing that. I'm a patrolman of general affairs, sir. Sir! Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. Normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because the evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall. Then, sir, I happened to have a glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. Suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. I'm struggling to speak this fast. Why is he choking himself? Fucking weirdo. I didn't even read that one. I was so alarmed by his autoerotic display there. The heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. When I came to, I was here. In the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. Bandage on his hand. It's like Miss Sky. And on opposite hands, for that matter. Get another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? Sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Tell the truth, sir, when it happened. When the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. Next thing you knew, you were... Huh? And when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? When I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared. That's some story. So, how can they say that a second murder happened there? This is really confusing that they're acting like these are two distinct murders when it's clearly setting it up that, like, it was the same person. So they were not two distinct murders. He was just, like, assaulted in one place and died in another. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. You have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir. Label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Do you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him a stranger or a total stranger, I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. Well, if he's a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. Maybe someone around here is more confused than I am. Officer Meekins, this is for you. Eek! I'm scared of knives, sir. Sir, last night. Sir, that's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dreams. I was being peeled. Second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. What do I present him with? Do you think you can take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir. That's it. That's it. That's what? My head was blank until this very moment. Sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct. That card. That card was the cause of it all. It's ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing! Better pry on this one a little deeper. Okay. Please elaborate. Can you tell me what you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. That's what you said when we came in. Right? I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. That's why you thought he looked suspicious. So I entered the evidence room and asked this man to show me his ID card. That sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. You asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto others before they do unto you. My father's own words, sir. It's not how the original phrase goes. What happened then? Oh, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, I don't think there was a murder there, then. I presume Detective Goodman pointed the evidence knife at him, and it was probably a misunderstanding. He just had it in his hand. Meekins freaked out. Probably blacked out because he cut his hand and it made him faint. And then Goodman just left. But for some reason, they're convinced a murder happened there. So, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Go away, Otis. Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim who we met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. If this body just disappeared from the evidence room, you don't even know if anyone actually died. That's what I'm saying. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Yeah? But you still ended up here. You told me it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't actually remember the events clearly. No. The videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. Crime, my crime. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me on tape. You waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. Oh, thanks. I have my own. I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Well, things are getting weirder. Has Marshall arrived, finally? Nope. How we gets in there? Did I miss something? Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the chief of detective's desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what that means if anything is missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. I didn't see the first part of that. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Ah, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? I don't swim at all. Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? I don't know. Apparently it's a reflex. Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? A worthy? Oh, you know, they're just doing a little injury committee with him. Oh, inquiry. Sorry. Sounds like an inquisition. Well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. I mean, the incident on Gourd Lake. Doesn't look good to have a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right? Righto? On Karma. The legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence. Oh, is that what they are? Well, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, as you might say. Why, they do anything to restore their reputation. Depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? Well, that sucks. Ah. I didn't really put it together. I also was not paying that much attention to Meekins. I kind of hate looking at him. In fact, I hate looking at all these people. At least this guy isn't staring at me. Downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean. They're being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. This in particular, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is this hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut. There's the one you were picking on earlier. Huh, you saw that? Whoops. Wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. See if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Oops, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Let's see over there. That's Goodman's desk. God, my throat. Wanted me to check for anything that might be a clue. Took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here. Of course not. Well, except for this. What? He kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. The lost item report, well, it's only half complete. Lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? Date on is February 21st. Better make a note of that. Oh. Can only be submitted to the chief of police. Interesting. Should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Yes, we should. Oh, hi, Daddy. I hate how you get around. Why can't you just go from a sensible place to a sensible place? Eddie. We still can't get in here. What's the deal? We scrolled up the 9, which is interesting. What is significant about that? That's why he didn't finish it, because he messed up his ID number. We probably just started a new one. What am I supposed to be doing? Do I have to talk to Weirdo some more? Oh. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright would ask me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Oh god, here's the stair. Why do they do this? He's so weird. Alright, actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Wright, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50. No problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Goes to show you never know until you ask. For you here, you can borrow this. Hey. It's a detective's ID card, isn't it? It's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along now and do your best. Later, folks. Well, he is a very forthcoming man, after all. It's pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? You already had one on your lapel, didn't you? Well, let's come over. Won't open. Ha! The card reader's turned off, you see. What's that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, what's made my Bambina's sky so gray? I'm guessing he turned it off just because he wasn't at the desk. You know, even if people can badge in, he has to validate that they have a proper badge, that they didn't steal it or something. Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him? Well, I mean, who the fuck else would it be if you saw all this? Phoenix is a bit dense, ain't he? What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! The card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff badge in these parts. Yeehaw. I skipped his drinking animation there, and it just made him jitter. Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. Crime scene's awaiting. Beep. Look, the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if you could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Well, I know what'll get him talking. Have a lunch. Probably pretty cold by now. Smell. Ah, reminds me of Texas. Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? What was your first clue there, Emma? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this for my baby? Yeah, Miss Stark. What's this? What? What's wrong? Filet steak lunch, I see. What? You said a Salisbury steak. That's not a filet. Oh, you're right. I don't see. I wonder what that means. Alright, Bambina, you win. That's what. Well, it seems like he's willing to talk. Cool. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of the security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy, I keep getting his name wrong, calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. Since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago. Well, it might not look it, but I kind of lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. horse named Zippy. I suspect it was not a horse. Probably his motorcycle or something. No need for people here anyhow. Newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. I mean the security camera system. I don't take the machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? Is that what was in there? I didn't see broccoli, and then I saw like 2 little nibs of asparagus or something. Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of a crime. It's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. Still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? Teddy. Teddy! Oh my god. How did you... You little shit. Somehow opened the screenshot tool just by stepping on one key. That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. Can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it, anyway? Heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There's some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago, the day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals, too. Alright, but you can explain what this whole transferal thing is about. We keep all the evidence from solved cases in this room. Kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? Goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. You see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. Oops. Never to be reopened, never to be reinvestigated. That happened to SL9 2 days ago. I know maybe 2 of the machines... Well, maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them. There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambita, I mean machines. Well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. The ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. Nothing happened, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. Why did... Everyone does that. Except, Old Bags had to delete them manually. Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard, you reckon? One more thing. When you go in the evidence room, you need an ID card. That's the card reader by the door. Card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. 777777. 020. That's suspicious. That's the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that. I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright. Saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. But we do know that one of those numbers is Bruce's. See this? This is the victim's ID card. The one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 584-2189. Officer Marshall, show this ID card record again. Right there, 514. Look, the 4th number is a perfect match. And it is interesting. 2 people seem to have entered at the exact same time. I would think if that second one was Meekins, it would be at least like a minute apart. But it does mean that Bruce was here. He did not die at the parking lot. He was at 514, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only 2 of them cards in the world. When the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. Wait, what did Officer Meekins say? He entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. He asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly it pointed a knife at me. Okay. So, perhaps... either the second number is this guy, or Goodman let this man in. No, that couldn't have happened, because the timeline just doesn't make sense. 'Cause if that happened at 5:14, then Goodman was definitely at the prosecutor's office at 5:15, which was 30 minutes away, and that's impossible. How do you have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Wahoo! Got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to the other people with IDs here. I mean, surely you would have one. Doubt you have anything to say about it. Whatever. Shall we get in? Actually, I'll be right back. And we will proceed. I did not fall down the stairs, and I have never fallen down the stairs. I had to use the bathroom, feed the animals, and get some water. Let's get on in there. Okay, so this is a different evidence room to the one at the detectives. Quiet. Investigation must be over here. I have a handcuff on a door just sitting there. Oh, hey, it's a Gumshoe's fishing pole. This is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. I don't think they keep bodies down here. What are you doing here, Gumshoe? Oh, yeah. What? Why'd you slap me? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. Oh, she slapped him. Wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. Is it true what I heard? Please, do I look like a selfish man? Okay, so yeah, you let us in there. Yeah, it's true. The chief of police can't loan anyone $50, even me. So that's what you're talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today. Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Sweet. Scene of the stabbing of a detective. Let's take a look at that first. Okay, it's just a floor plan, and it's not a very detailed one. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're the boss for today. That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're the boss, why are you here all alone? Where are your underlings? You're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. My own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here, too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, I'm a detective, after all. You gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. Oh, what if you die and then they can't get in there? Always believe in Mr. Edgeworth no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? We're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. Let's see. This is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case, the SL9 incident, of course. Man, there are a lot of cases that Edgeworth is just, like, intertwined with. That's the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. The place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so only one detective can open it. Using their ID card. Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Well, I am on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. I mean, you theoretically can. Oh, I get it. You mean your fingerprint. Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own. I don't feel like that's how these are supposed to work. Because you don't want one detective having exclusive access to evidence. I almost choked on my water. Funny, they look like normal lockers. They're the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, bazap, you get a shock. That's what happened. My hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Ooh. Will you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors. Whoa! Slow down. What is it? My second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? Second number on the list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? How would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? You can open. I'll give you 50 cents. Brilliant. At the same time, he's found. Oops, I was skipping that, like, kind of impulsively. I didn't think this was going to be significant. At the same time, he's found dead over the prosecutor's office. Oh, I guess it wasn't significant. Tell me about this. Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. Bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Was the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. The first time in the world, Jesus Christ. First time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? Guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. So, maybe what they're saying is Goodman... Maybe what they're suggesting is Goodman was trying to squirrel away this evidence so it didn't get basically buried. And they could finally, like, complete their own investigation. And they're suggesting that he may have been murdered for that by the prosecutors. Tell us about SL9. That was a bloody, violent case. Violent, so it was a murder. Serial killing. Serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. The killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. This was 2 years ago. That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It's supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. The last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of evidence locker himself. Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing. That's fine. Okay, so you can't say anything about that. Photo Miss Starr took. Anything you can tell us about it? And Miss Starr is quite the lady. I remember it was winter, I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. What? That's how old I am now. I wonder what happened. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school, too. Alright, well, not significant. Let's just take a look around, I guess. Someone must have broken something big to make all those pieces. Like pottery. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. It's apparently from the case. The case? SL9 incident, pal. You stick on one of the pieces there. Another piece of SL9 evidence. Wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. Want to try to put it back together? Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. So I always carry around a tube of glue. This piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, dear. We're in puzzle mode now. Wait, do I actually have to, like... Oi? Oh, dear. Oops. Can I rotate this at all? No. Oops. Shoot. I did that by accident. I want to do it now. Okay, so I had to start with this fragment. What piece would go there? Doesn't look like the same shape from any of those orientations. There's blood on it. None of these look like they fit. This one is definitely the top. It's like a vase of some kind. Another part of the top. Okay. That did not look like it lined up. Oops. Nope. The sizes don't match. That's really annoying. How did this even fit in the locker? It looks humongoy. Wee. It didn't look like a mess at all. There's still one piece missing. I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Some pieces stolen. Bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. Kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar. Well, cool. Is this blood? A little warm, but there's definitely a handprint here. Like someone tried to wipe it off. That's right. What if there are other blood stains left in the room? I was gonna get to that. I was looking at everything else first. There's a lot of paint everywhere. What's that about? What's a saw and paint doing here? It's the dawn of time. True art has always been a war against oppression. What? True art? Notice there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. This is where you did all that work? You might say this is my studio. Here in the evidence room. Seems like a horrible place to do it. You'd be contaminating evidence left and right. This one's opening, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. You sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it would be hard to get in and get it open again if we closed it. Empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Okay, so definitely Goodman had to be here. No about a doubt it. One with the glove leader, but only one. Also an SL9 evidence. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. It's evidence from the case, you know. SL9 does have a tag on it. Rubber glove. Oops. Hey. Why are some of the pieces missing? Doesn't it seem a little unstable? It might be more stable if the remainders were there. There's so many items now. That's a lot of blood. Must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? He would have had to put the glasses on to see that. This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. Make a note of that on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Cool. Well, I already knew that was blood, so... No, it's someone's right hand. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours? Please, you have to help me. What? When they come take me away, promise you'll testify that wouldn't harm a fly. Will you do that for me, won't you, pals? It's an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. Alright, alright. Okay. I can't spray the paint cans. The UI gets in the way. No blood on the thing. I hope this bottle is bottomless. I don't think there's much else to see. So, you got nothing else to say here? What do we do from here? With the luminol, I did, yeah. I didn't see anything. Oh, you mean examine. You're right. I don't think I did. Oh, there's something peeking out of that locker. I just noticed. knew it was his. Ah, that gold metal detector saved the day. That dowsing rod. Bug sweeper. I'm sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. Must have been evidence for some case. Wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. Well, that's not his locker. Not responsible for the evidence here. That said, that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? You leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. Guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it in front of them. He's such a sensitive little guy. Is there something meaningful to find there? What if I luminol the little thing? Nope. Get over there. None of that. Perm. Oh yeah, Edgeworth. I forgot that we were supposed to like circle back with him. Nope, apparently not. The evidence from the case that you people are obsessed with. Why won't you comment on it? Whoops. Can we move, please? Do you have anything to say about this? Nope. Oh! Oh, hang on. I noticed this one was here twice. It has to be Meekins. Did I miss something in the evidence room, Val? I'm not seeing anything. I don't know what to do next. try you one more time with one more thing. Oh wait, we've already seen this. I'm an idiot. I mean, there's blood on this. That should be significant. Ah, I haven't done this yet. There is a luminol reaction? What the heck? I sprayed the heck out of it. Oops. I mean, apparently she's right. No, 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 no. Get on my face. Oh my god, there is. I sprayed more the heck out of it, and now it matters. Whoa! Why am I getting a reaction here? No reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? Called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where did you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Better jot this down in floor plans. Well, look at the time. Is there something you need to be going to? Just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day. What? That's a restaurant menu with a very flamboyant man on the front. Might help, you know. Or, you mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. Well, see ya. Probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Well, before we do that, I want to take a closer gander at the blood splotches here. Hey, look. Hard to make out, but there's some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. I think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed. Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Indeed. A big gaping hole in the bottom. Thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. Wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? I feel like maybe you'd put like umbrellas in that, but that hole doesn't look big enough for that. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently doesn't matter that much. Oops. There we go. What's this man doing here? Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Why is he bringing tea to anywhere besides the hotel? Also, why does he not remember me? Wasn't he, like, kind of obsessed in the post-credits of, the main game? Behold. Right. Is the hotel bringing tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry. I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. Well, that smirk suggests that he may have been at least somewhat successful. Real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Or Miss Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. How did the inquiry... I keep saying that differently. How did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. Give me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. You okay for the trial tomorrow? I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. Police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I do nothing but wait for his results. I feel like Gant is sabotaging this intentionally. He's just being fairly clever about it. But he's definitely involved in some way. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along I've only done what I believe is right. I've nothing to be ashamed of. But still, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Let's start with this. Alright, better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, it's true. Well, why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go, by Chief Gant, no less. Chief of Police? Wanted evidence for a case I had wrapped up half a year ago. Told me you wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. It was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. Chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. But it has nothing to do with the current case. This is the one sprite I hate the most for Edgeworth. He looks completely different. Better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence, screwdriver. I feel like it will become relevant. Or else it would not have been brought up. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss a case with you over a cup of tea. Pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. It's right. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on, anyway? I'll just show him my best evidence. I can get some reaction out of him. What is our best evidence? The blood? I don't know what counts as... Oh, wait. I haven't examined this. Why are you so annoying? Oh, shit! I should not have been skipping that. I thought I was just going to say the same thing. Whoops. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Hang on, can we get that again? I know you. You probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. Some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You were the man who revived the worst memory of my life. Figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Alright. There we go. Oh, wait. Why did I think that would do it? I go here. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was a deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago, too, then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. I get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth. What I want to know is why a deputy chief of police was on the investigation. truth, I use slightly more extreme methods than normal. We're dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I'll do everything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, Chief Prosecutor wanted to know something. Sister? What? You were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course. And just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Yeah, that's a good point. That dude does not seem to have the basics of detectiving. He just goes by what his eyes see. Well, well. We're not even getting to the trial today. I'm gonna run out of time. You seem to remember a suspicious handprint somewhere. A couple of them, in fact. So I'm sorry to say, but once we're done with this part, I think I gotta wrap it up, because the trial is probably gonna take way too long. What? Investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Well, there are two of them. Can I not do both? There's another one that was wiped up by the other locker. Alright, let's get started. First, choose a finger. Finger. Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. Let's choose a finger that will have left behind the clearest print. Well, you can't tell the difference at a glance. Alright, I mean, I would feel like it's either the index just by the angle. The thumb feels a little more distinct, but it doesn't look like it was pressed straight down. Let me show you how it's done. You sprinkle the aluminum powder around. How do you do that? With enter. See? Looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. With E. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. Yay. See? Imagine if this was like on a 3DS or something with one of those microphone attachments and they expected you to actually blow on it. Just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting. Oh, you did? Ha! Love it. There's a Zelda game that people bitched out for making them do that. Whoops. Oh, we go thicky thick. And then blow. Did it work? That doesn't look like a print. I can blow no mo. Okay, that was the thumb. Bugga, 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 bugga. Blah. Well, there's no, like, print there. There's nothing like a fingerprint. You mentioned it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? They were wearing gloves! I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left his handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. It's just the way it goes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker doors again closely. Oh. There's something there. Seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. I didn't even notice that smudge before. Blugga, blugga, blugga. Below. Haha! Behold. Any more? Is that not good enough for you? Print so clear it's dazzling. Alright, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. We're not done yet? This is quite a process. There's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? Guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. Point out the person you think left these prints. How am I supposed to know who it was? Could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Whoever's name is on it, I think. What is this? It's just like slider in the middle. Gumbos. Oh, okay. Wahoo. These prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, wait, we did know that. You mentioned the handprint was on there. You wrong, Mr. Wright? Give me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. Gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Yes, indeed. It's the one I actually wanted to start with because I figured it would be more important. Let's get to dusting. Oh, wait. I like the big-ass cotton ball and the stick that they gave you with it. We got the luminol fluid reaction, right? Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? There goes her eyes sparkling again. Let's just do it. I have to warn you about something first. The area where the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Alright. That means no prints. You say the probability of your hypothesis is high. Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Oh, maybe on the, thing. Can I not go down? I guess we can try the hand first. Nope, I'm not allowed to. Okay, let me do it there. Pardon. Blowy. Oh! That is more than good enough. Just let me do it. Boost. Damn it, cowboy. These fingerprints say, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. It's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. We have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white blood stain. Why would Officer Marshall Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. This is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't think it's decisive of anything. It proves that we have more to be suspicious of. I don't believe it. Damn. To be continued. But not today. Definitely is a way more involved case than any of the ones in the base game. So I apologize that we're kind of only doing one step at a time. But we'll be back. I don't 100% know how much time I'll have this coming weekend to play this, but we'll see what comes up, and I will decide as we get closer. So, for now, have yourselves a wonderful week. Stay safe. Please let me leave. I'm trying to leave. Stay safe, stay healthy, and farewell.